Hello again, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Fran Coach's Franchising 101 podcast series. I am Tim Parmeter, your host and founder of Fran Coach. Fran Coach is a national search firm dedicated to helping people find their best franchise to own. Our podcasts are designed to take a brief look at some of the most relevant topics and questions we hear from our clients as they explore franchise ownership. We hope these will help you understand more about franchise ownership and possibly realize it's time to take a look at it for yourself. Today's topic, what we want to talk about is a specific type of owner role that's known as the semi-absentee model. So semi-absentee is essentially the franchise industry's fancy way of saying part-time. So you as an owner are doing something else. You got a full-time corporate gig. Is one of the most common things, but you're looking for an additional revenue stream, number one, and then usually secondarily, looking to have that business build up to eventually be your exit strategy from the corporate world. So we are partnered with over 500 franchises in about 60 industries. Now, the majority of them, I tell you maybe 60% or so, strongly prefer an owner to be full-time in the business. Okay. Very true. Every now and then you'll hear, and it's almost kind of a derogatory term, but you'll hear people say, oh, franchising, it's about buying a job. You know what? We have some franchise opportunities and we have some clients that's exactly what they want. Our goal is to match people and help them understand exactly what they want to find the brand that is the best fit. So does that happen? Absolutely. That is not the case for every full-time owner-operator model. And in fact, the vast majority of them are designed really for that owner, even when they're full-time, to kind of have that executive model, to build a team around them, to give them the opportunity to grow and to scale and to expand. So it's a more typical full-time owner-operator model. But we have a growing number of franchises and a growing number of individuals that are extremely interested in this semi-absentee model. So let's talk a little bit about what that looks like. So again, first and foremost, your role as a semi-absentee owner, you need to be able to spend, I'm going to say 10 to 15 hours a week. Most of that is going to be remote. If your business does have a physical location, you know what? You're probably going to pop in there from time to time. But those, 10, 12, 15 hours, not necessarily required on site. And to be honest, most owners are going to spend very little time in their physical location once it is up and running. So what you're doing is you are essentially managing a manager. So one of the first things we look at from a skill set standpoint is, can somebody do that? Not everybody has that. It's one thing to manage a doer. It's another thing to manage the person that's in charge. So you really need to be able to delegate, to, again, kind of have some trust and not feel that you have to be there doing every last little thing. So you got to be honest with yourself about that. So a big part of what you're doing is kind of working directly with that managers, team lead, whatever it is that's on site, in the field, whatever it is, on a daily basis. Then the franchisors that have the semi-absentee model almost across the board will have just outstanding technology, strong infrastructure, kind of back office support that really allows their owners to keep their finger on the pulse of the business remotely, monitor what's going on, whether it's sales transaction, it's something operational, it's the marketing that's going on. So you can monitor this remotely. So you'll see fantastic infrastructure and technology in place for franchises that have nothing to do with technology, but it's because of that semi-absentee. So you don't need to be techie, but you do need to be comfortable and understand how to kind of manage from that standpoint. So the concept for most people we talk to that are in the corporate world, that have built up good careers, they're still rolling with their jobs, they like it enough for now, but again, at some point there's going to be, again, the odds of whatever job you have now being the last job you have when you're ready to retire when you're 65 is really slim. So it kind of brings in an element of control from an ownership standpoint while continuing to keep the income coming in and the salary coming in from the job. So what happens is, as that first location, whether it's a physical retail location or it's a non-retail in a territory, you're managing that. That's getting run. It's getting built up. At some point, we're going to look at kind of where we need to be business revenue to be able to have somebody take that as an exit strategy from their job and move into the business as their full-time source. Usually we need to expand. Maybe we get into that second unit, sometimes even the third. And then now that exit strategy can take place. So, but here's the thing, the role as the semi-absentee owner, once, let's say now you have three, and I'm going to use a retail example, you have three locations of a boutique fitness franchise. Your role doesn't change as an owner. You're just going to spend more time doing it, because now instead of monitoring and kind of overseeing one manager and one location at your first store, now you've got three of them open. So you don't come in and necessarily, that manager's been building the business up. You're not firing them and letting them go and taking over. You're still staying in that executive kind of CEO level role, managing the different managers at the different locations, and continue to oversee the growth. You may take a little bit more hands-on and be at the locations and the stores or out in the public a little bit more, networking and creating some awareness for your business, but your role stays the same. So it allows for, in many cases, continued growth. So you may get to a point with that first franchise where you've expanded that as much as you can in your particular area. Semi-absentee owners, and this is where we'll get into this in one of our other podcasts about how much money somebody can make. And I hate saying unlimited, but you're kind of in control of this. If the money you're making from that one location or those three locations is enough, then stop. Keep right there, manage those effectively, and be able to run that, controlling your time, lifestyle, all of those things. But you can keep going. The semi-absentee owners, once they really have the people in place, it's very easy to continue to expand. If we run out of expansion opportunities for that boutique fitness franchise, maybe now it's time to look at an entirely different brand. Get that up and running, get your manager in place. You're still doing the same role, just a different business model, customer and staff, but you're managing the manager, overseeing the business, creating some awareness and networking in the community is the same, and really being able to control your lifestyle. So it's something that people don't always realize. I think there's more of a perception that franchise ownership is an either or. Either I have my job or I have the franchise. And then furthermore, every now and then we'll hear buy a job. Yes, there are things out there, but again, the vast majority of people we work with, the vast majority of our franchise partners want that owner to be more of that kind of executive model and really be able to grow and scale. And semi-absentee is probably the primary example of that. Again, really take a look at this. And so if you've ever considered franchise ownership, and maybe are working, or maybe you've got some other business ventures and you're looking to how to kind of expand that, some fantastic opportunities in franchising for semi-absentee. Let's talk. Let's go over this in more detail. We'd love to walk you through this and see if there's something out there that could be a great fit. Track us down online, francoach.net. Reach out to us that way. Shoot us a message. Let's get that first call scheduled. Never ever any fee for our service. Let's just take 10 or 15 minutes. Let's chat through the first conversation, see if there's any potential moving forward. We'd be more than happy to help you. Again, if you've considered this, please reach out to us. Take that first step today to create your better tomorrow. We hope to hear from you soon. Thanks for tuning in to the Franchising 101 podcast hosted by Fran Coach. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great day, and we look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks.